Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of QuattroQuattroDos. Once again, this is your boy Cristian, and today we're going to be talking about, of course, once again, the Houston Dynamo. And we're going to be, just talking about that, talking about the game, talking about Dallas and everything that kind of went down in that game. And also, it's kind of weird because I am trying out a new mic. Shout out to Rushan, the Russian homie from H-Town that he blessed me with this mic right here, so hopefully the audio version will be better. And I'm also doing video. Once again, we're gonna try it out. Hopefully the video comes out with the audio as well. So, and then it's really cool because I have these on, and it's kind of like, I'm hearing myself as I speak, so it's really cool. So hopefully the audio comes out really loud, comes out clear, comes out better and stuff like that, and hopefully it's a better experience. So being that said, let's go ahead and put social media out there. You can find the show on QuattroQuattroDos on Instagram, QuattroDos on Twitter. Then you can go to the Discord. We're actually gonna have Discord next week, so I was gonna do it this week, but stuff happened. But so we're gonna do it next week. So go ahead and join the Discord, QuattroQuattroDos on there, and then, we'll be doing that next Monday, so then it can come out on Tuesday. And then we'll be doing, that's it. So everybody can, chime in and just kind of talk about everything that we want to talk about. You can, give your thoughts and stuff like that. And also be on the lookout. There's going to be 2 YouTube videos hopefully coming out this week. It's going to be like 2 5-minute videos or so. So hopefully you guys enjoy those. We did one with the homie Jose Chapito from Twitter. That's how I know him from. Well, basically, so we met on Twitter and we linked up together. So it's he kind of helped me out and I helped him out. Mostly he did all the work. I just held the camera and we interviewed some folks. And hopefully, by the time this is out on Tuesday, you guys will have some also a video to kind of look at the festivities of what went down on Saturday night, when the Houston Dynamo received Dallas here at home. I'm actually trying to be really kind of quiet because I have the thing really loud, so hopefully you guys are catching all the audio from the video as well, so and stuff like that. The other thing that I wanted to point out, the second video is going to be the pitch series. So basically where I go to a place, usually an indoor place or just somewhere where soccer is being played in the city of Houston, and we kind of showcase a little bit of what they're about, just kind of do a little video out there, show the facilities and stuff like that. So if you guys, if you own a facility and stuff like that, or if you have a place that you go, let me know and maybe we can arrange something. I can go out there, do a little video and stuff like that, and we can kind of give you a little free promotion or whatever, so people can get to know who you are, where you're at, and stuff like that, and people can come play and stuff like that. For some reason I hear sirens in the ear, but I know there's nothing going on. But other than that, what else? You can go to patreon.com/QuattroQuattroDos if you would like to contribute to the show. Keep us growing, keep helping us grow like that. Or if you if you want to bless the show with something, with new equipment or something, you would think something would make it better, then you can donate as well. On there. Other than that, I want to thank everybody that it's been jumping on the YouTube channel. We're up to 61 subscribers, so my goal was to 60. Now we're there, so the next goal is going to be 75. So hopefully you guys can join, and goal is to make it to 100, but for now we're going to go 75. So 14 more people. If you guys want to go in there and join, more than welcome, and hopefully you guys enjoy those videos. I want to get to doing more interviews and stuff like that, so hopefully we'll get those going also soon, and get a lot more things going. But man, I need to breathe, so let me take a break real quick and we'll get back on this. I don't know why I'm not breathing so much. I don't know why I'm nervous. I think being in front of the camera again, it has made me a little bit nervous, which is very, very weird. But I wanted to talk about hold on guys, I don't know why this is happening. It's like I'm forgetting to breathe for some reason. I'm over here acting like I know all things and stuff. But I want to talk about a few different things. I'm gonna take these off because these are making me nervous. The fact that I'm hearing myself, it kind of just makes me, I don't know. But man, this is so weird. I've never done this. I don't know why I'm acting all like a prima donna right now. But yeah, I guess listening to myself was just kind of getting to my head there for a little bit. But I want to talk about a few different things. I think the first thing that I want to talk about, Griffin Dorsey. Griffin Dorsey had a heck of a week. Obviously named to a team of the week. So shout out to Griffin Dorsey. I know maybe whenever he came in, I had a couple of people that I knew that didn't talk too well about him. I don't know why or how they came to those conclusions, but Griffin Dorsey has been coming from being a Generation Adidas player to going to being drafted by Toronto and then kind of playing on Toronto 2, which is their USL team, and then basically being cut from their first team, and then Tab Ramos actually knowing him from the U20s, the U.S. men's national teams under 20s, who he played under, and he gave him a chance, and I think the boy is he's taking advantage of all the chances that Tab Ramos has given him, and heck of a game against Austin, a pretty good game against Galaxy, and then a really, really good game against FC Frisco. He got a couple of assists, a couple of goals, so back-to-back goals in games. So he's been having a heck of a game. He's a true workhorse, and I think we appreciate that. We appreciate the hustle from all the players. I mean, Vera, Fafa, Dorsey, and to name a few. You can probably start naming the whole team, honestly. But I think one of the things that we were known, and from kind of looking at the past of where we were at as a team or as an organization in the beginning, a lot of people talk about fighting, hustle, being a team that was kind of tough to play against because of the hustle and like the strength that we would put on the field and whenever people would come and play against us. So Dorsey is basically he's demonstrating to be one of those players that kind of deserve to wear the badge on his chest, and he's putting in the work. So shout out to Griffin Dorsey for that. Another player that has been having a heck of a season, well these past 3 games, has been Fafa. Fafa has been scoring each game, and he has been another true workhorse, man, like fighting for his position, fighting for to be scoring, like basically we have heard lately Fafa has been a creator of a lot of chances, but unfortunately he wasn't able to put them in the back of the net. And now not only he's creating and he's being dangerous, but he's putting them away. So that's showing a little extra kind of like effort that he's putting into like making sure that these goals are actually going into the goal and not just staying as a shot on goal or as another good opportunity or whatever it may be. He's putting them in. He's making them count, and shout out to Fafa for being that. Shout out to him for knowing basically what we expect from him as a player. I think he knows that we love our team, and we wish nothing but the best to our players, and he sees that support, and and he's kind of reciprocating. I don't know. That word where basically it's like mutual love. And that's what he's basically doing. He's responding with goals. We're responding with like showing him respect and love from from Houston, and I think he has seen that, and he's giving us back in form of goals. So shout out to Fafa on that one as well. And then another one that has been coming to the forefront, and I am more than glad to say that I was wrong. I mean, I don't think I said anything bad about him or anything wrong about him, but the fact that he's showing up and making his spot as a DP and his title as a DP and his basically his title basically back in last year, he was the top chance creator for this team, for the Houston Dynamo, and not only for the Houston Dynamo, but for the whole MLS. And I think Darwin Quintero has been that catalyst that we were needing, that little, you know, spark of creativeness or you know, just, you know, ball handling that we needed to finish chances, to create more chances, and just to be like more secure of ourselves, you know, to know that we have a player that can actually play with the ball on his feet, to, you know, can actually put passes, can put through passes, can be more creative with the ball, that loves to have the ball, that, you know, wants that attention with the ball. And I always said, you know, the only reason, and I repeat, the only reason why I didn't like Darwin Quintero was because of his defensive work, which was minimal to nothing, you know, basically. And he actually admitted it. You know, he has said in his press conferences, you know, that, you know, the reason that, which makes a lot of sense now when you think about it, you know, but the reason that he wasn't defensive enough in the past is because, you know, he was playing out on the wings, and that's not a comfortable position to him. So he basically, what I got from it, I guess, is like he didn't know how to run back and forth like a Griffin Dorsey would, or like a Fafa would, or I don't know, like a Pasher, or, you know, somebody, whoever plays on the wings, you know, like a Memo, you know, that can play both offensively and defensively, you know, on the wings. But if you put him as a number 10, as a false 9, you know, somebody that kind of drops back in the middle, not necessarily on the side, you know, that we actually got to see a lot more defensive work in this 3 games that he has played for the Dynamo than, like, I think in his whole Dynamo career. And I think that speaks a lot. And he actually mentioned it, you know, he said, you know, being more comfortable in the position that I know how to play, that I've played my whole life, you know, makes me want to go and defend, makes me want to go get the ball. And you have seen the hustle of him, you know, dropping back, you know, getting on the defensive side of the ball. And just because he knows that he's more comfortable, you know, in that position, in that midfield role, in that, you know, number 10 role, if I could say, you know, I think we all wanted that number 10. I think that's one of the players that we were asking for as Dynamo fans, you know, to have a number 10 that could create, that could be creative, that always wants the ball on his feet, that can calm the game down whenever it's needed to, that can step it up and speed it up whenever it's needed. And I think Darwin Quintero is turning. It's like we're seeing like a new rebirth of Darwin Quintero, and I really appreciate the fact that, you know, he's defending. You know, the reason I think also is because, you know, talking about myself, but, you know, I grew up a defender, so, like, you know, obviously being a defensive team and defending well is like something that I admire. Obviously, other than the scoring and being, you know, a good offensive team and moving the ball around and stuff like that, you know, which makes the game pretty. But, you know, but being a defender myself, another thing that, you know, I enjoy is seeing, you know, defenders work, and defenders, you know, getting to tackles on time, or having beautiful slide tackles, or just being aggressive and defending, and, you know, just kind of keeping that composure of being like, man, I'm the man. You know, these forwards, if they're gonna score me, it's gonna have to be like, you know, he's gonna have to beat me. He's gonna have to be my, you know, my back wall and stuff like that. So. And I'm just like a defensive guy, you know, overall. So seeing you know, attacking players like Urruti, you know, just running back and chasing the ball back, you know, it's one of those things that I really appreciate, because those are the little things that people don't see about these, you know, forward-minded players. You know, you see all the attack, you see all the goals, you see all the creativeness, you see all the goals and the cool stuff, but, you know, as you know, as that popular saying says, you know, the first defender, the first line of defense are the forwards, and, you know, the first line of attack is the defenders. And I think we have seen that with the Dynamo a little bit better. I think obviously there's still some twitches and some little things that we probably have to do. Like, you know, in the Galaxy game, the last 20 minutes were pretty, you know, nerve-wracking, because, you know, we saw Chicharito score, and then basically a whole LA Galaxy kind of came to get that second goal. Obviously, they didn't find it. We were able to hold them. So, you know, that came to our favor. But, you know, against FC Dallas, I think in the last few minutes, we kind of got worried, because, you know, we had a comfortable 3-0 lead, and then, you know, they came back and they scored 2 on us. And Tab Ramos mentioned, you know, there was a lot. There has to be a lot of substitutions. You know, Adam Lundqvist, unfortunately, he had to get out. We still don't have any news about him. But it seems like his knee was kind of like dislocated, or he just had a really bad injury. So shout out to Adam for always putting himself on the line and just giving it all, literally. And at this time he had to suffer an injury. Hopefully it's not as bad as it seemed, honestly, because it seemed like he wasn't even able to like put his foot down, and his knee, I heard somewhere that his knee got like dislocated or something like that. So hopefully it's not as bad. So we are with you, Lundy. I mean, me personally, I think you're one of my favorite players, just because I also play left back some days. But I really appreciate his hustle. He funny enough, right when I was about to, I was writing some notes about the defensive work he was doing against great player. I actually have it written down, but they're written down my notes on my phone, so I can't look at them. But he was doing really good defensive work against that winger on the, I guess it would be on the right of the FC Dallas, and then their number 9, he was also attacking. And then you had Pepe, who honestly I was expecting a lot more from Pepe, but he didn't show up. He was missing the whole game, which is good for us, because that means that Teenage and Tim Parker had a great match, because they were able to keep Pepe to a quiet night. So shout out to those two guys. But Adam had a really, really rough night. He had 3 guys coming at him at all times, basically, and he was able to hold them off, and a lot of he kept the damage to a minimum. And then also shout out to Jukwa, coming in out of that, unexpectedly. You have to come in the field, and you have to get in the rhythm of the game and stuff like that, and all that. And then going back to Dorsey, he had to play right back, because Zarek Valentin, he also got some type of hit or something, and he had to come out. And that's what Tyrone was saying. Our defense had to do a whole shift. Half of your defense had to go out. Adam and Zarek had to go out. So obviously that's gonna create some not confusion, but it's 2 new players that have to get accustomed to the attacking players and all like that. And and it was all in a whimp. It all happened so quick, and that's where FC Dallas kind of did a good job, I guess, in coming back and kind of putting 2 back in the net. But it wasn't enough, because they suck. So yeah, shout out to FC Frisco. One of the things that actually happened a couple of days ago, or actually yesterday, if you are listening on Tuesday, 2 days ago, but the FC Dallas actually fired their manager, Luchi Gonzalez got fired after their defeat against the Houston Dynamo. So we're over here having a 16 losing streak, and then, or not, winless streak to be more specific. And then we go out, we beat Austin, we go to LA Galaxy, we tie them over there, and then we beat FC Dallas, and we keep El Capitan here in Houston. That's the cannon, if you guys don't know, that replica, Civil War, not Civil War, but and this, well, it's actually in the Civil War era, but it's not a Civil War cannon. It was more like the Mexican. Well, we're not gonna get into history, but you know what I mean. Alamo style, cannon. Remember the Alamo? But yeah. But other than that, I think, who else did we talk about? So we had talked about Adam, we talked about Dorsey, we talked about Fafa, we talked about Darwin Quintero. Oh, also one other thing that kind of got me hyped up a little bit was the fact that Darwin Quintero actually wants to stay in Houston. So imagine, obviously he's not he's, I think he's 33, 34, so obviously he's not in the greatest shape of his life. But I mean, he's still killing it. So it doesn't honestly, it doesn't really matter at this point in time, until you see that his level really, really goes down, that's when you can start, counting him out. But I mean, these last 3 games, he has been looking very, very good. He's very, dangerous and stuff like that. So I wouldn't mind seeing him another year and kind of building a team around him. Maybe he's a player that with experience, with experience in the MLS, with time. Obviously he doesn't have the youth, but he has the speed and the intelligence to kind of have the ball, hold the ball, be creative, putting through passes. He's not necessarily the one putting all the goals away, but if he can create chances and he can give you those passes to score, why not have him another year and have him as a catalyst in your attack, as a referente, as your guy basically, which is kind of what we wanted to do in a way. But obviously something was going on there with Tab Ramos and him, and obviously there wasn't a lot that we saw from him. But I am very glad, and I'm glad that he's shutting me up, and then the whole defensive work. Honestly, I never talked down on his abilities. I always said, he was a really good, really good player, but obviously he wasn't fitting into the whole project that I guess Tab Ramos was building or is building. But I'm just really glad that he is able to find his groove, and he little by little, he just scored a penalty, so that kind of gives you a little bit more confidence because you already have a goal under your belt. So hopefully, we got a few. If you actually think about it, we have really difficult games. I mean, I know that a lot of people, with a 16 winless streak, a lot of people are talking about, forget about the playoffs and stuff like that. But I mean, if you think about it, let me see if I can get the standings going. Come on, buddy. Schedule. So if you look at the standings, we're only 8 points away from the seventh place. Seventh place, is it 8th place team or 7th place? Hold on, buddy. This is live podcasting, bud. All right, so let's go to the Waves. Man, this thing is forever. Okay, so yeah, 7th place. Seven teams go to the playoffs. So obviously you have Kansas City, Seattle, Colorado up top, and then you have LA, Portland, Real Salt Lake, Minnesota, fighting those 4 spots at the end. And then, well, obviously you have LAFC with 33, Vancouver at 30, San Jose 30, Dallas 27, Houston 26, and then the boys, the Broccoli FC 19. So obviously we are 8 points away from a potential spot in for the playoffs, and now we actually get to play directly with those guys on top of us. So we have Minnesota coming up this weekend, 7 p.m. on ESPN Plus and Quest 55, and then we have Vancouver, who's also in front of us. So obviously these two, and then you play Kansas City and then Seattle, which are the top ones, and then you play LA Galaxy again, and then we go to Austin once again, and then Colorado. But these next 2 games are going to be super important, super vital. Out of possible 9 points, we got 7, which is a really good stretch, because that kind of keeps us, in the fighting, somewhere there fighting. But if we get to beat Minnesota, who's in 7th place, you get 3 points closer, and that's 5 points. And then if you beat Vancouver, who are 4 points ahead of us, you're like at 1 point, So obviously these are going to be really important for the Houston Dynamo, for us to see if we can be strong in Minnesota and have a really good show against Vancouver. Against Vancouver is a 7-1-3 night, so $7 tickets, $1 hot dogs, $3 beers. So get on that, jump on that. And I think also I was kind of looking at the fan bases. I've been kind of really into like the whole barras and stuff like that lately, and I think we as a even though the Houston Dynamo maybe hasn't done great lately, I think the atmosphere, it could be better, of course, because the stadium doesn't get full, but I think the amount of supporter groups that we have and the amount of supporters itself, I think we are really one of the best. Small, but one of the best kind of like fans. I mean, I think, obviously there's a lot of loyals everywhere, but I think, we have, I don't know, I just think it's cool. These past few games I've been going to kind of like look around and not hang out, but just hang around, the whole music scene and the whole like, people with flags and with the smoke bombs and stuff like that. So I just want to give a shout out to all the people that actually show up and they're actually there for the team, especially in the 16 winless streak. you still had people there with like banners, with messages to the front office and stuff like that. So shout out to everybody. This is a special shout out to all those people. If you are on the north side of the stadium or not, wherever you may be on your seat or whatever, shout out to you for actually sticking with the team, and for 16 games, not getting a point here and there, but now we are kind of trying to see a kind of renewed Houston Dynamo. I think this is one of the best 3-game stretches that we had in a while. Like this was actually a really good week for the Dynamo. So I just hope that they keep the momentum going, they keep the fighting going. Obviously there's going to be some injuries, and now we have more injuries, and I just hope that we just keep it going and we just keep it moving. So other than that, I mean, honestly, I don't have much to say. I think it's been a really good week, and I think everybody has been enjoying it. And I just hope that against this Minnesota, we get some points there. Against Vancouver, hopefully we keep those 3 points, because after that we have Kansas City away and then Seattle at home, which are going to be really, really tough games. And then we have literally every game after this is going to be like a final. If we really want to at least scratch that 7th place for the playoffs, I think we still have some fight in us. So hopefully that would keep us fighting for a little bit while. So being that said, guys, thank you so much for listening once again. Hopefully the audio, like I said, is a little bit better. Thank you, Rushan, once again for the microphone. Thank you guys for for going to the YouTube channel and jumping on there and liking and subscribing and stuff like that. Hopefully we get more content on the way for everybody, and I am actually very excited. Obviously having a good team and having a winning team gets everybody excited to do everything, and I'm really excited to have to create more content and do more things and stuff like that. And special shout out to Chapito for helping me out do the video. And hopefully, if you guys want to link up and do some other things, I'm more than open. Obviously, with time, I have a full-time job, so sometimes it gets a little bit hard to kind of find time. But I think if we all push to the same direction, I think we can make this club a greater, great. It's already great, and I think we are becoming one of the greats. Hopefully, and with what Ted has done and said so far, I think we are on a good route to become a good team and club for everybody to see, and hopefully turn the city into a legit soccer city, which it would be awesome to see, and to see everybody flourish and go and stuff like that, and watching having good results and watching good teams play on the field kind of even makes it better. So thank you, everybody. Hope you guys have a good one. Enjoy your week, and we'll see you guys on Saturday or next week. Well, obviously, I'm not flying to Minnesota. I'm not Victor Ariza. I don't have striker Texas money yet. But, hopefully we'll see you guys against Vancouver the following week. And hope, don't forget, go to the YouTube channel, jump on there. Very Argentinian. And don't forget to get on the Discord, get on there, and then we'll do the monthly meeting with everybody. So goodbye for the gazillion time. See you guys later. Peace out. Later.